I'm Dr. Andrew Pope, a regenerative medicine expert and physician. One of the most common issues that I see in my clinic are symptoms that are a result of systemic inflammation. The purpose of today's video is to briefly discuss the 5 worst types of foods that lead to inflammation in the body. This is important as inflammation can lead to a host of diseases and symptoms, including an increased risk of certain cancers, diabetes, heart disease, body aches, joint pain, fatigue, and decreased concentration and focus, to name just a few. So let's talk about a few of the foods that we consume and find out which ones may be causing the damage, regardless of how good they taste. First, refined sugars. Examples of this highly addictive and highly unhealthy food type include soda and sugary drinks, candy, baked goods, fast food, sugary breakfast cereals, frozen desserts, canned and packaged snacks like chips and crackers, sweet sauces or condiments, and sweetened yogurt. These foods typically cause rapid blood sugar spikes that then lead to an energy crash. These are all typically processed, full of sugar, and empty calories, leading to inflammation, diabetes, obesity, and heart disease. The next food type are the trans fats. Trans fats are found in many processed and fried foods. It's important to note that in many countries, including the United States, regulations require food manufacturers to disclose the amount of trans fats in their products on nutrition labels. Therefore, when shopping for packaged foods, check the ingredient list for partially hydrogenated oils or hydrogenated oils and try to avoid products that contain these ingredients. These foods are best consumed in moderation or avoided altogether. It's essential to be mindful of food labels and nutritional information to make informed choices about the foods you consume. Here are some foods that are known to be high in trans fats. Fried foods, especially those found at fast food restaurants, are high in trans fats. Commercial and processed baked goods like cookies, cakes, muffins, pastries, and pie crusts, which often contain partially hydrogenated oils, which are also a source of trans fats. Packaged snack foods, such as potato chips, crackers, and microwave popcorn, may contain trans fats due to the use of partially hydrogenated oils for flavor and texture. Frozen pies and pizzas. Certain frozen desserts like pies and frozen pizzas can contain trans fats in their crusts or dough. Cream-filled snacks, such as pastries and donuts with cream fillings, often contain trans fats in the fillings or crusts. The third type of inflammatory foods are the refined carbohydrates, which are carbohydrates that have been processed to remove away most of the fiber, vitamins, and minerals. This processing leaves behind mostly starch, which can lead to rapid spikes in blood sugar levels as well as energy crashes when consumed, as well as contribute to chronic inflammation. Here are some of the worst examples of refined carbohydrates: white bread, white rice, sugary breakfast cereals, pastries and baked goods, including cookies and cakes, processed snack foods such as potato chips and crackers, soda and sugary drinks, and different candies, which are essentially pure sugar with flavoring. Processed pasta made with refined wheat flour is also a bad choice, so opt for the whole grain pasta instead. Some flavored instant oatmeal packets can be high in added sugars and artificial ingredients, so opt for plain oats or unsweetened varieties and add your own toppings. These refined carbohydrates should be consumed in moderation or replaced with whole, unprocessed foods whenever possible. Alternatives? Whole grains like whole wheat, oats, quinoa, and brown rice provide more fiber and nutrients, leading to slower, more stable blood sugar levels and better overall health. The fourth food type that contributes to inflammation are processed meats. Processed meats are meats that have undergone various processes such as salting, curing, smoking, or adding preservatives to improve flavor, shelf life, and convenience. However, many processed meats are associated with health risks when consumed in excess. Here are some of the worst examples of processed meats: hot dogs, bologna, salami, pepperoni, corned beef, deli meats, smoked meats, canned meats. Sausages such as breakfast sausages, Italian sausages, and bratwurst are often high in saturated fats, sodium, and preservatives. Some sausages may also contain nitrites, which have been linked to certain cancers when eaten in excess. The primary health concerns associated with these processed meats are their high sodium content, unhealthy saturated fats, and the potential presence of additives like nitrates, which we've already mentioned and can have been linked to a variety of health issues. It's advisable to consume processed meats in moderation and opt for leaner, less processed alternatives when possible, such as lean cuts of unprocessed meat, poultry, or look for plant-based protein sources. The last food type that significantly contributes to inflammation are the saturated fats. Saturated fats are typically solid at room temperature and are known to raise levels of LDL, otherwise known as low-density lipoprotein. It's a type of cholesterol in the blood, which is associated with an increased risk of heart disease. Here are some of the worst examples of food high in saturated fats. Fatty cuts of meat, processed meats, butter, lard, full-fat dairy products like whole milk and cheese, coconut oil, palm oil, certain baked goods like pastries, cookies, and cakes often contain butter or other saturated fats as well as sugar, making them high in saturated fats and empty calories. Many fast food items are cooked using oils that are high in saturated fats, such as burgers, fries, and other fried foods. Lastly, are the processed snack foods like potato chips and many crackers, which are also cooked in oils high in saturated fats. To promote heart health, it's advisable to limit your intake of saturated fats and focus on a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats like those found in nuts, seeds, and fatty fish. Additionally, replacing saturated fats with unsaturated fats, such as those found in olive oil, avocados, and fatty fish like salmon, can be a beneficial dietary choice. Always check food labels for nutritional information and make informed choices to reduce saturated fat intake. In general, a rule of thumb to help when deciding what foods to eat is to choose and prepare your food in its natural form. Typically, when humans intervene, they often add sugars, salts, and fats to appeal to taste buds. In general, the tastier the food, savory, sweet, salty, the more unhealthy it becomes. Stores and restaurants do this to appeal to taste buds and stay in business. If taken in moderation and limited amounts, we can often enjoy these foods without negative consequence. But moderation is often in the eye of the beholder. In general, eat foods the way nature provides them. Learn to enjoy the flavor without added sugar, sweeteners, salts, and fats. And when splurging, do so only on rare occasions, not regular occasions.